The easy and simple beanie for the beginner knitter. Perfect for a gift for your girlfriend or actually to donate to a worthy cause. This lovely beanie is very simple to make. All you need to do is knit 5 rows of rib stitch, 36 rows of your favourite knitting stitch. I've chosen the moss stitch because I really like the texture and the feel. And then there's 2 rows of decreasing stitches. And then you sew it up. That's it. That's your basic and very pretty beanie. I like to use this very simple and quick method. I create a simple loop, place it onto my first knitting needle. I come through the loop, come around, and when I pull this stitch through, I place it onto the first knitting needle. I come behind that stitch, move the wool around as if I'm about to knit, pull it through and place it onto your first knitting needle, so that now I've made 3 stitches. Now that you have cast on 52 stitches, we start with our rib. 1 knit, yarn to the front, purl, yarn to the back, knit and purl, and we do this all the way to the end of the row. Now that you've completed the rib stitch, 5 rows of knit 1, purl 1, we need to start with our pattern, the moss stitch, so that we can complete the beanie. Looking at our previous row, we had knit, purl, knit. We need to now do the opposite. So our first stitch is purl. Yarn to the back, knit 1, yarn to the front, purl 1, yarn to the back, knit 1, and you continue all the way to the end of the row. Row number 7, we continue with the moss stitch. So our last one was a purl, we need to knit. You need to moss stitch for a total of 36 rows to get to the top of our beanie. Now that you've knitted 36 rows of moss stitch and you have 5 in rib, you're ready to decrease because this is the top of our beanie. It's quite simple. Knit 1, slip 2 stitches onto your second needle, come from the front, and then we knit them together. Knit 1, slip 2 stitches onto your second needle, come from the front and knit them together. This is an easy way of decreasing stitches, and you do this all the way to the end of the row. Thread your yarn onto a needle and place the stitches onto your needle. Pull the thread through the beanie Make sure that you've got it all through. Perfect. Now before you tie it together, you need to work out which will be your front and the back. So look for the one that looks the prettiest when it's actually going to come around, to work out if that's going to be your top. I think this one will look the nicest because it's got a little bit of detail that will come around the hole. So turning it inside out, what you want to do is gently pull, don't break the yarn, gently pull together, and then just grab one of these stitches and pull the yarn through, and then just pull it tight so that it all joins together. To secure that, we're just going to pick up these stitches carefully and pull the yarn through. And we'll come around and pick up these blue stitches. And this will actually give it more strength and hold it together. Good. And we'll pick up the brown stitches. Because it's on the inside, you will not see this, and you're going in between the stitches. And finally around to the front. Once you've got this yarn through, and now we're at the start again, what you want to do now is just make sure that you pull it tight. Sewing up the side of our beanie using the same wool, we pick up just 2 stitches and sew right down to the end. When you come to the end, you've got your original yarn that you started with, and you have the yarn that you've been sewing the side of the beanie with. The easiest thing to do is to complete your sewing. So we'll just sew this end together. Perfect. Run this yarn through just a few of the stitches that you've just been sewing with and gently pull it through. And you can now just cut the top of that off. Now that you have your original yarn threaded through a needle, you gently just pick up a few stitches and then you can pull it through. Great. And cut that off. And now turn your beanie inside out. Ah, perfect. So we've got our rib stitch, moss stitch, and this beautiful top of the beanie. Ideal to give to a friend, perhaps donate it to a worthy cause. Perfect.